Recording in progress.
It's that time again. Those dudes, those sports talk. We're back one more time. Episode number 15. Today is August the 4th, 2021. Exo Sports, fellas, we back at it. We back at it. It's so much going on, fellas. Let's get to it. What's up, my dudes?
What's going on?
What's up, bro?
How is everybody doing?
Man, I'm ready, bro. I'm on 1,000.
They look, young kids, 100. Okay.
Yeah. Man, so much going on, man.
Yeah, so much. Malcolm went on vacation, didn't bring me back no shrimps.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Great to be back, though. Great to be back.
Yeah, welcome back, man.
Healthy and
Welcome
safe.
back, Malcolm. Welcome back.
Welcome back, man. Most important thing.
Terry, talk to us, Terry.
All right. So, Exo Sports would like to thank you for your support. We're now on all streaming platforms. Please feel free to post any comments and suggestions on how we can improve the show. And if it's your first time watching or listening in, subscribe to the channel or tap that notification bell. And please continue to tell family and friends about the show. And once again, thank you for your support. And we also like to thank you for putting up with our technical difficulties, like our battery dying, our internet kind of going in and out sometimes. And we'll just leave it at that. We won't
leave it at that.
We
won't say any names.
Yeah.
But if you hear the nickname Frozo, you can pick out who it is.
Yep. Emerson.
Mr. Freeze, huh?
Oh, man. Emerson, give us the Women's Olympic report.
Yes, sir. I hope I don't freeze. No, listen. I want to send a big shout out to Jamaica. Listen, those women dominated that relays, the 100 meters, the 200 meters. I want to give a big shout out to them for doing their thing at the Tokyo Olympics. Listen, big ups to Elaine Thompson, Shelly Ann Frazier, Rika Jackson, coming 1, 2, and 3. Listen, that is just amazing. Jamaica, you are doing it this year. I'm telling you, bring that back to the Caribbean islands, bring those gold medals back, those silver medals back to the Caribbean islands, and let everybody celebrate with you. Throw a big party out there. And I saw something on Twitter, how Usain Bolt sent a big shout out to them. I'm telling you, I know they're partying back in Jamaica right now. Beautiful, beautiful country. I've had the opportunity to visit there. Just an amazing time. Big up for the women of Jamaica track and field. You deserve all the credit because y'all showed up. Y'all showed out. Just seeing some of the times that they did. Elaine Thompson, double in the 100 meter and 200 meter. They're calling her the sprint queen right now. So listen, Jamaica, y'all riding high right now. Keep on riding high. And listen, don't forget, share all that wonderful food y'all got. Oxtails and curry goat. Oh, I love it. I can feel it now. I can taste it right now. Save me some. I want to get to the party in Jamaica. Big ups to Jamaica one more time.
Definitely.
Irie on everything. Irie.
Yeah, if they had that, they wouldn't have won a gold medal. Or.
Well, I want some of that food. I know it's going to be a lot of food at that party. Give me some of that curry goat. Yes, I need it.
Malcolm, give us the men's Olympic report, please.
No doubt. Again, congratulations to those beautiful women in Jamaica doing their thing. The men's 100 meter finals. Lamont Marcel Jacobs came in first. The brothers from Italy. He ran for Italy. Their first sprint title. Sprint medal in that event. He was actually born in the USA in Texas, from what I hear, and moved to Italy, through his dad, who was in the service when he was 3 years old, and was raised in Italy. Second place was Fred Curley from the USA, and third place was Andre DeGrassi from Canada. I tell you, man, that brother from Italy, Jacobs, Marcel Jacobs, he did his thing. He ran, man.
Yeah,
he can run. He put in that second leg. He shipped another gear when he got to that line. He shipped another gear.
I wish I could run that fast, man.
That's it. That's a big congratulations to them.
If there's a plate of hot wings, I think you can move.
You gotta put some Popeye chicken at the finish line. Might get it.
And you gotta have that rice and gravy too. I need that rice and gravy in my life. Yeah.
Move out of the way then.
Yep. And have paramedics on standby because he'll be done after that.
Yeah, if he make it to the line.
Clear.
Let me get that chicken first, though. I can get that chicken.
Yeah, that's
what. That line. You put that bucket of fried chicken there, I'll make it to the line, man.
Yes, indeed.
Folks, you just can't make this up. Simone Biles bows out of the Olympics. Simone says she needs a mental break. Guys, do you agree? Terry.
Yeah, I agree. If that's what she says that she needs, I have no qualms in saying that she doesn't. I know she's competing at the highest level, being that it's the Olympics, but I just feel like just in the qualifying rounds, I saw some signs of maybe just mental tiredness while she was doing a couple of her routines. She just didn't look like herself. I have no problem with her kind of taking a mental break. I understand you're competing at the highest level and it's for your country, but in her words, she felt that she would hurt the team's chances of winning medals at the competition, at the Olympics. So I can't fault her for that. I support her 100%.
How about you, Emerson?
Well, we're talking Simone Biles here, who's probably one of the greatest long time. There's a lot of pressure for her to stay at that level and to maintain at that level. The expectation anytime she takes the floor, whether she's on the balance beam or exercise, there's just expecting her to win and dominate. And if she's not feeling up to par, be able to compete at the level she normally set her mind, body, physically, for we to judge her for bowing out. She needs to take that break right now and come back, regroup. We should respect that and understand. I don't know what it's like to be on that stage or that platform, have that much. My hat goes off to you take the time that you take. We'll be right here waiting for you to embrace.
And Malcolm?
Without a doubt. I mean, that's where we at today in sports with these superstar athletes. I mean, if they need to take a break, let them take a break. I mean, imagine how much pressure Serena and Venus used to get through. They had to deal it, they are troopers, and they, just made it through it, and that shows the greatness of that family, And that young lady, man, she worked hard. I mean, if she's scared she may do something and hurt herself on a flip, of course you should bow out. Never mind hurting your team, you're gonna hurt yourself. Them flips she be doing, nobody else can do. That's why she is the GOAT. I mean, she's probably one of the greatest gymnasts of our lifetime. Yes. Because her and Gabby Douglas did her thing. And it's just a matter of seeing these young ladies do their thing. But I'm happy she took a mental break and did what she did.
Brian?
I agree. Personally, first things first is health, whether that be physically or mentally. So someone needs that. They need that. Entertainment is just what it is. It's entertainment. And I watched the preliminaries in that qualifier, and in the first event, I believe it was the floor exercise. She did her flip. She landed, but she kind of landed off the floor, completely almost off the floor. And I was like, okay, that's the adrenaline. She's pumped up. She's, she's excited, nervous. Then in another event, she had the same thing. And then you seen that clip on the news where she was flipping on the pole vault, and her eyes is like she was checked out. Mid-air, she was somewhere else. So I have to give her flowers for standing up and saying, look, I'm not here mentally. I'm going to step aside, let somebody else fulfill their dreams. I've been through this and I'm not in the right place. So I'm going to do this for the team. She did that, and I got to give her some flowers for that. And the girls that did step up, Suni Lee and Jade Carey, they stepped up. They embraced it, and they won their medals.
Yeah, take advantage of it. Take advantage.
Kudos to them. It's unfortunate that in the beginning they said, "Oh, she's got to suck it up," because she just basically came out and said, "Hey, I need a mental break." But a part of that mental break was she was suffering with twisties. And twisties is what the gymnastics have described twisties as a mental block that affects your physical performance. At times when you're doing twisties, it can make you want, while you're up in the air, think that you need to do another twist up in the air. Or it can affect your landing. As Brian was mentioning, that her eyes didn't look right, and her eyes didn't look right, and then when she went to go land, her landing was off. Now, we've been watching Olympics for decades. I've never heard of twisties. All we knew was that they flip up in the air, they on the balance beam on the floor, and we go, wow, that's awesome. But and this is something that's been going on in women's gymnastics for a very long time, and now it's coming to the forefront that this is what these young ladies at times will go through. But nobody's never mentioned it. Yeah. And I give her credit for, saying, hey, I got to check out. My head is not together. My safety's more important. Kudos to her.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Terry, give us the Olympics top 5 country medal count.
All right. So as it stands today, I'll just list off the top 5 countries and their total medal counts. So coming in at number 1, United States with 79 total medals. Coming in at number 2, we have China with a total of 70 medals. And number 3, we have Great Britain, a total of 48 medals. And number 4, the host country, Japan, they have a total of 40 medals. And coming in at number 5, Australia, a total of 36 medals.
Man, that's awesome.
Pretty good.
I want to go back to Simone. She came back and she won the bronze medal on the balance beam. Congratulations to her for accomplishing that.
Yeah.
That's tough. Mentally and physically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she could have checked out. She had every reason to check out.
Yeah.
But
and it also makes you wonder. I remember in the previous episode we talked about will fans play a factor, not being there and being there. That have anything to do with her mentally not having some fans there?
Or family members.
Or family members, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I almost wonder how the whole atmosphere played into it. I mean, they didn't stay in the Olympic Village as well. They were in a hotel separate away from the Olympic Village, and just the whole atmosphere of COVID and things just not being the way they normally were. They're athletes too, and as we know, athletes for the most part all have this sort of routine that they go through.
Absolutely.
In preparation and for competition. So that's off too. So
good point.
Now, T, China and the United States. Now, out of those two, correct me if I'm wrong, China still has the most gold medals as of today?
Correct. Yeah, that is correct. They have 32 gold medals, with the United States having 29 gold medals as it stands today. The graphic on the screen gives you the breakdown of the medals, gold, silver, and bronze. I just gave total medal counts for the top 5 countries.
Okay. Thank you so much. Malcolm.
Yes.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition cover. Tell us about it.
Wow, this was a great edition. They had 3 separate, photos. They had a great swimsuit edition. This is awesome. Naomi Osaka, she's we know her as the world, one of the top women in tennis today. And Lena Bloom, who's a model, also graced the cover of Sports Illustrated. And Megan Thee Stallion, one of the top rap artists, female rap artists in the game today. Without a doubt, she does her thing. I'm telling you, these are some great covers. I'm surprised Sports Illustrated did it this way, having 3 separate covers like that. But I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Congratulations to all those women.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Megan Savage.
They say it's going to get hot and humid here in Connecticut, but the fall is on its way. NFL teams are back in training camp.
Whoop, whoop.
Aaron Rodgers is back in training camp with the Packers.
With drama.
Oh, yeah.
What an interesting press conference. Aaron Rodgers expressing his feelings towards the Green Bay Packers front office. My Jeopardy question to you guys is, what do the Packers tell Aaron Rodgers? Malcolm.
Well, it's time for you to play football. That's your job. I mean, never mind the front office. You beat them up. Obviously, you and the GM don't get along. And I'm pretty sure they're just as glad as you are that you're going to be gone after this year, because you wanted to make sure you're going to become a free agent or whatever. They can trade you after this year. And they're going to probably get what they can get out of you. That way they can get it. Because right now, they don't need the drama. I mean, he basically forced this on them. I mean, I can see if he had 7 Super Bowls like Brady, or even 4, or even 3. He's got 1 Super Bowl. Drew Brees had 1 Super Bowl. You didn't see him put drama in there like that. My point is who you are as a character. And it shows what he did. Talking about they didn't ask my opinion and they didn't do it. They're pretty sure they did. Your opinion, just they didn't agree with. It happens. That's a part of sports. You can move on. I tell you what, when they offered you that money, you took it. I tell you that. You didn't cry when they offered you that new contract, that $30 million. You probably didn't say, let me see, can I help pick the team? No, you said, pay me. That's exactly what he did.
Terry.
Take the gloves off.
Yeah.
I watched that press conference and I was just blown away at his comments. When I first saw it, I'm like, this guy, he's very arrogant. But you know what? I don't know the man, so I'm just gonna say he's confident in his abilities as a quarterback. But the things he said about them kind of pushing past players out, like Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson, Jordy Nelson, it's not a good look for the organization. In my opinion, if there's a winner, or someone who did the most damage to themselves, I feel like Aaron Rodgers did damage to this Packers organization. Mentioning past players, how they got pushed out. I mean, he even talked about how some of those players were willing to take less money to stay, and Green Bay got rid of them. So if I'm a star NFL player in the league right now, I saw that press conference, or let's go 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm not going to Green Bay. I think this is hurting the organization, and I'm just curious how they're going to handle it. I mean, he's on the team now, but I'm not sure. But I feel like week 3, week 4, if they're not doing well, Aaron Rodgers might just say, you know what, I'm not going to give my 100% effort, not knowing that I'm not going to be here next year. So I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out, and if he'll be with the team at the end of the season.
Can I say something, brother? Brother, listen, football is football, whether it's in Green Bay, New York, San Francisco. Between them lines, football is football. Either you come to play and you say people might not want to go to Green Bay, then do your drafting. You know what I mean? Draft your people. Like I said, as long as you're paying them, they're going to play. You know what I mean? As far as Jordy Nelson and Clay Matthews and all them, sometimes it's time to go. Stop hanging on to these players. That's the problem with certain GMs. They got their heart into the players. I understand they played great for you and they did good for you. Let it go. Like I said, I like it when you have closed door policy. Forget that open door policy. That was the problem in Dallas. They had an open door policy and everybody used to run into Jerry Jones' office and say, I need this, I need that, blah, 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 the coach. No, say, listen, play ball, let the GM do what he does, and let the coach do his job. The point is, this is grown man football. This ain't keep my friend on the team. We gotta play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, but I just think he's a little upset because he sees other quarterbacks in the league.
I understand.
Not just Brady, but Drew Brees when he was with the Saints, kind of having a say in personnel decisions. And you know what? To some point, you come out of the huddle and you get in and you're looking over the line of scrimmage and you see a hot blitz coming your way. Sometimes you just feel really comfortable. Let's say maybe him and Jordy Nelson had some eye contact, like, hey, we got a blitz coming off the corner. He didn't even have to call the audible. He just looked at him and he knew what route to run. And you get guys in, new receivers in, young receivers, they're not that experienced. And hey, you know what? Any given Sunday, that could be the end of your career if somebody doesn't pick up that blitz or run a right route. So
there was a lot of Sundays that Jordy Nelson didn't play too. So let's be real here. Okay, he was hurt.
Yeah, true.
Emerson.
All right. Let's get to the chase. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're talking about a franchise quarterback here. We're talking about a man who's been with this organization for a mighty long time. Okay, he's probably the most important person in Green Bay besides the #1 heart surgeon there in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. You ask about him, he can go anywhere in that city. First of all, you get to this podium and he speaks his mind. He's been holding this. When I watched the interview, I saw a man that's been holding something on his chest for a mighty long time. He's been wanting to get and say some of these things for a long time. And when he got to the part, he talked about the reason why he came back, because I love this org, and he couldn't get the word organization out. And he changed it. I love these fans and I love this city. He left the word organization out. He caught himself before he let that come out. That played a big part to me when I listened to that. That let me know when he brought up all those other players like Terry mentioned, okay, the Clay Matthews of the world, the Woodsons, the Jordy Nelsons of the world. He wanted to let you know how those men were treated, okay, here at this organization on their way out or in their last days of their career. Maybe they didn't have the production like they were accustomed to having, but they gave their all to an organization. They left their blood, sweat, and tears on that field every week, day in and day out, every year. When you said be at camp, they were there. They gave their all. Some of them took less money so you can bring in other players. All that goes out the window, and organizations forget all about that stuff when it's time, or we want to get the latest new thing that's on the block, the newest receiver, the newest. And I understand the draft, Malcolm, like you talked about, but what about that player that gave us all, that played when he was hurt, that went that had to get painkillers and stuff to go out on that field week in and week out? How we forget about them. And so I applaud Aaron Rodgers for mentioning those guys, and I'm sure he wanted to say some other things too, but he was kind of keeping it together. But I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan, and he is that bad. And Aaron
No
Rodgers,
doubt.
go get your money, do what you got to do, and if you have to move on. And I always like what he said. He said, "Listen, I'm Aaron Rodgers." He said, "On some of my off years are some quarterbacks' career years, because he's a bad."
Brian.
There were some good points there on both sides. And I'm going to use a quote from one of my favorite movies, I can say. Quote is, "It's strictly business, never personal." And if you don't know a movie, that's The Godfather, people.
The Godfather.
I thought that was from Uptown Saturday Night.
But it just goes
said that.
to show the level of the way the NFL is. Here it is, you have a franchise quarterback, and not just him. They did it to Brett Favre. It's happened to what's your quarterback from San Fran? I can't even think of his name offhand.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. They've all went through this.
Man. Don't ever forget that name.
I know. But it just goes to show the way the NFL, and maybe this organization in particular, since they don't have a dominant owner, I don't know how they're totally structured, but they seem like they could have handled it better because they have went through this, or maybe this is just the way they handle things. And the way he explained it, I have to agree with him. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. His number will be retired there, you would think. Brett Favre is retired. You think you can have the courtesy to have a conversation with him. Whether they did or not, I don't know. From what he's saying, they didn't talk to him, and at least talk to him. So I think they could have did that, and the fact that they didn't, it does show a level of disrespect. And with that all being said, maybe Brady, what he's done as, I'm not going to say the balance of power, but he has shown players how to control the tail end of their careers. Same thing happened to him in New England. He's out of there, went to another team, and you can see he has a level of input on what Tampa Bay, their roster. I want this guy. I want Gronk. I want the wide receiver. I can't even think of the name, from Pittsburgh, but Antonio Brown. So you expect that they would do that anyway, but maybe Brady has laid the groundwork for that to happen in the future. And that's basically what Aaron Rodgers is kind of saying that he wants to do. And we'll see what happens after this, how all this plays out, how it turns out, especially if they win the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
They never used to listen to Aaron Rodgers. They never. When it came to the draft, they wouldn't listen to him.
Aaron Rodgers went to an organization that was basically not owned by an owner, but owned by the town. And Aaron Rodgers was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers watched how they pushed Brett Favre out the door. Aaron Rodgers, and I'm talking as if I'm the owner, talking to Aaron Rodgers, you watched all your guys, Hobbs, Jordy Nelson, go out the door. We run it as a business. We show no favorites to nobody. If you are a star, superstar, we will retire your number. But it is a business. if you do not like the way we run our business in Green Bay, you should have never re-signed with Green Bay. You could have said, I'm not going to sign. And then the only option the team has from there is to franchise tag you. But you took the money.
Love the fans.
Yeah, you love the fans, but you took the money. This is the way we run our organization. If you did not like it from the beginning, you should have not signed the contract. And we're not talking about one contract. We're talking about 3 contracts. So
deserved it.
But if you don't like the way the organization is running, you don't re-sign.
Playing for the fans, city of Green Bay, like he mentioned.
And he was playing for that money in his pocket.
I believe that, yes, and he deserved all of it because like he said, I've earned that money. So with all of that being said, I still say, and he wouldn't say, I love the organization. He almost said, I love this org, and he stopped himself. I'll never forget that.
Just how you just stopped it right there. If you do not like the organization, you don't re-sign back with the organization.
Let me ask you a question. Was Reggie White, when he left, did he get kind of pushed out or no?
Reggie White changed the whole organization because they couldn't get black athletes to go up to Green Bay.
Yeah. I'm talking about when he left. Did he?
No.
Yeah,
he was near the tail end of his career.
The tail end.
But he still played well in those 12 years he was gone, though, right?
When he left, he went to Carolina.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was, Reggie White, Malcolm, and Emerson would agree with me. His money was guaranteed.
When he went to Carolina?
When he went to Green Bay.
Signed with Green Bay.
Okay.
Because Green Bay was having a hard time getting black athletes to go sign up there as free agents. And so when Reggie White went up there, guys were like, well, if Reggie went up there and he got his money guaranteed, all of a sudden you had a few other black athletes to go up there. And so it was fine to go play in Green Bay. But the way going back to, and that's what the organization did for Reggie White to get black athletes up there. But for Aaron Rodgers, you knew what the organization was about when you saw how they pushed out Brett Favre.
Yeah, but his response to that, because a reporter asked him that in the press conference, and his response, he said his situation was different from Brett Favre's because he was coming off an MVP season.
But Brett Favre was the gunslinger.
Yeah.
And Brett Favre, even when Brett Favre left Green Bay, Brett Favre played in an AFC championship. And also for Brett Favre, they knew Brett Favre still had something in the tank because Minnesota wanted him. And they did not want to release Brett Favre, and they did not want to trade Brett Favre to Minnesota. Because Malcolm and Emerson and all you guys know, at that time, Minnesota had an awesome defense, and they had Adrian Peterson at his peak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, brother T, you said he was MVP. He wasn't MVP when they drafted Jordy, that kid. He wasn't MVP that year.
Yeah, well, you're right. I'm just saying he just said that question got asked about Brett Favre and the way he was treated or how he got let go from the Packers, and he basically said my situation is totally different from Brett Favre's. I mean, it's a couple ways you can take that. I just took it as he's saying he's a better player than Brett Favre.
No, I ain't gonna say that. He definitely did work.
That's the way.
Accurate than Brett Favre.
Huh?
He's more accurate than Brett Favre.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers.
Favre.
He's a better quarterback than
He's
Brett
better
Favre.
than Brett Favre.
Okay.
Well, they're both
Yeah.
standing right now at one Super Bowl each.
Yeah.
I hope it stay that way.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers all day.
Me too.
And I like Brett Favre. I'm taking Aaron.
I don't
Rodgers.
like Brett Favre. I tell you right now, I don't like Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Okay, Brett Favre wind up at your door. Keep talking like this.
Can't do nothing.
Colts. he. I don't think he would. He just pays somebody.
Pea shooters, what?
Colts quarterback Carson Wentz went down with a foot injury.
Oh man.
The Colts are looking for a backup quarterback. Guys, who's out there? Malcolm.
Nobody. Joe Lunchmeat. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of nothing out there. They worried about Nick Foles coming, still is shining again, which he did, but because that's the only one who would play for Frank Wright, who was his coach, of course, in Philadelphia. But there's nobody out there to fill in for him. They didn't do their homework. They got to rely on these rookies. I got a feeling if he don't play, they're gonna go 0-4, 0-5, or 1-7. They definitely did. The Colts gonna have a hard time without a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I heard they're gonna sign Tony Romo.
Yeah. Terry.
Might be better than what's out there.
Terry.
Yeah. I mean, there's some guys out there. Matt Barkley, Blake Bortles, RG3, Matt Moore. Like Malcolm said, you know, Nick Foles, he's down in Chicago. There's some rumors that he may make his way back there. Got Marcus Mariota. He's with the Raiders. He's on a 1-year deal. He's a potential candidate that could get over there to the Colts. You got Brian Hoyer with the Patriots. And who knows? Let's see how Cam shakes out with the Patriots. Who knows? He could be headed there. Just you have to see how the season plays out.
Brian.
Coming into this, I thought Wentz was already, this was a make or break for him. Just coming to that team and the way he depart from Philly, I thought this was going to be it for him. So with that being said, the team is ready to win. I don't think they have the luxury to play a rookie quarterback. Their first 5 games, they're playing the Seahawks, Rams, Titans, Dolphins, Ravens. You can't mess around with that. You need somebody to come in and fill that void. And the way I look at it, they need to go after Nick Foles. He's familiar with the coach. They have to be able to at least go 3-2. A couple of those games at division. So I say Nick Foles will have to be someone that they will have to keep their eye on. They got 2 good running backs. Their offensive line is actually good. Actually, today they're Quentin Nelson, their left guard. He got the same injury as Wentz, and he's going to be out maybe 5 to 12. So,
Whoa, that's huge.
Yeah. So they don't have the luxury to mess around. So I think they should be all in. Go after Foles. Carson Wentz is gonna have to suck it up because I know, to me, he seems to have he's great talent wise, but mentally he seems to be a little on edge if anybody is challenging him. And I think the team needs to say, you know what, forget that. We're getting this guy, and you just gonna have to deal with it.
Emerson.
I got a few guys. Drew Bledsoe, Donovan McNabb, Boomer Esiason, let's see, Tony Romo, Phil Simms. I think they can bring a few of those guys in and play 5 games for the Colts until Carson Wentz gets ready. I listened to Boomer Esiason on the radio, and he sounds like he's ready to suit up every day. I listen to him. So yeah, let's bring in a few of those guys, huh? Okay. No, but all seriousness, man. Listen, they need to make a trade right away. Nick Foles has been the hot name that's been popping up. I like Marcus Mariota. I think he would be a good fit there. I think the Raiders would probably give him up. You throw the right pick there. They need to do something before this season starts. Do not want to start this season with the quarterbacks that you currently have on your roster. A lot of those guys have never seen NFL action before, and guys behind them have never seen NFL action. So you need to make a move really quick, make some phone calls tonight. If you need to get in your car and go drive those quarterbacks to get them in your camp, your personal car, go get them in camp right away. There's a lot of hot names out there. Robert Griffin III, I believe he's still out there. I'm not sure. But put somebody on that roster, get them on an airplane, pick them up in a car, pick them up on a Harley Davidson motorcycle, get them to camp, get them there. I don't care. Get them in there by jet ski, by boat, whatever you got to do, get them in camp because you need to make it happen because it's not going to hold up. Next man up.
Well, I say shame on the organization for not having a backup quarterback.
Yeah. I agree.
That they have to go look for a backup because you knew you were bringing in a guy whose stats were not that great last year, where that it was just terrible. And one of the things for me was with Carson Wentz, he complained about the coach. Coach got fired. And his stats last year was 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He completed 251 passes out of 437 attempts. Now, as an organization, you're not looking at this, that you don't have a backup ready. Those stats right there from 2020 say, okay, the head coach is going, this is my guy. You better have a backup. And me and Emerson, we were talking about it earlier about Phillip Rivers coming back. But as an organization, you have to tell Phillip Rivers, look, we bring you back here. You're a stopgap guy.
But if he goes on a win streak, what happens then?
Who goes on a win streak?
Phillip Rivers. What if he wins 6 in a row? What if he goes 6-2?
That's why I'm
saying. Let me say this. Carson Wentz, that wouldn't be the first time he lost his job. He lost his job twice in Philly. So it's the same guy that these so-called sports prognosticators or analysts said he was better than Dak. Let's keep it real. Same guy. Same ones.
Now, Phillip Rivers' touchdown to interceptions, he had 24 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, 4,000 yards passing, 369 completions, 543.
No brainer to me.
Yeah. What?
Now, something that went on last year was they basically told Phillip Rivers goodbye.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they kind of pushed.
With those stats there, they said goodbye. We're moving on. We want Carson Wentz to come in here, whose numbers were dreadful.
And
that he lost his job.
Well, I'm saying, with stats like that, you would have thought they would have had a veteran backup quarterback. They didn't want one. I don't think if he's mentally tough enough to have somebody challenge him in reps.
Yep.
So remember these words. Indianapolis Colts, you are on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
but that phone number that Bill Parcells talked about, 1-800 quarterback. Somebody give me that number and we can go find these guys. Where are these guys at?
That was the problem, Emerson. They had Phillip Rivers. And they could have still brought Carson Wentz over and said, look, take a breather. You're a future guy.
Learn something.
Learn something from this veteran that's been around.
Do you know I was the #1 pick? That's what Carson Wentz would say. Do you know
Exactly.
I was the #1 pick overall?
And do you know that
He wasn't #1 pick overall, was he?
But #2? Didn't he go
number
two
two
that year?
It's still.
#2.
Yeah.
But you lost your job.
Twice. Make sure you say that. Twice you lost your job.
So we're bringing you to this organization to be our future. However, mentally, you're not strong up there, kid. You're making a lot of mental mistakes. So we've got to move on.
Yeah.
I wonder, if he can bounce back from this. You know? It's going to be hard.
I already thought it was a make or break year for him.
Yeah, there are a lot of question marks there. And we've seen you talking about bringing in Phillip Rivers. Do you remember the scenario with the Giants when Phil Simms went down and Jeff Hostetler became the quarterback and went on that run? It's hard to bring that starting quarterback back after your backup quarterback has been able to carry the load.
Yeah.
It always splits a locker room. It splits the locker room all the time.
There was one thing to that. Jeff Hostetler went to the Raiders. Jeff Hostetler.
I'm talking about for that Super Bowl run.
Yeah, he went for the Super Bowl run, and just like Nick Foles, he faded.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just talking about how a backup quarterback, someone comes in and performs well, and now say you have your job as a starter when you come back healthy, or you say you're coming off the disabled list or whatever. What do we do if that backup quarterback is on the road? Do we remember a guy by the name of Tom Brady that took over for Drew Bledsoe when Bledsoe went out? We never heard Drew Bledsoe's name again. He got traded.
Different situation, younger quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, they have a kid. They got a kid, young kid out there, Jacob Eason. They said the kid got a rocket for an arm.
Yeah, he does. From Washington.
So I mean, I think it would just, if they could go with him, it would just put a lot of pressure on Frank Reich to make the right play calls. I mean, not just once in a while, every play call would happen.
There's only one thing to that, Terry. They're not ready to give him the keys to the car.
And that first 5 game is brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
First 5 game.
Somebody gonna have to play him.
Yeah, I mean,
and here's
that experience. What is that? That on the job experience.
Well, let's look at this real quick. If you're the Indianapolis Colts, with the first 5 games, you have to win now.
Yeah.
If you don't win and COVID starts playing into your season, those fans are going to stay home. So you've already got to come out and jump on it. Because if they go 0-5, they're done.
They ain't gonna need COVID for them not to show up.
Yep.
They ain't gonna show up.
Yeah.
But guys, we have to move.
Yep.
We have to move on.
Let's go.
NBA guys, what NBA team do you like? I'm sorry. Major League Baseball trades. What do you think team was best helped in the free agency? Let's go with Terry.
So I'm gonna go Mets because I believe it was last week I kind of picked them as my dark horse to come out the NL East. They picked up Javier Baez. He almost I believe he almost got into a fight his first game as a Met. He's a little dramatic.
Hothead.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. for him. But
Gotta
he
be
could,
that
right
sometime.
right now they Francisco Lindor is out at shortstop, and he can fill in there too. He could play second or third base, which is good. But his strikeouts are high. He's leading the National League in strikeouts with 131 strikeouts. But he's got 22 home runs, 65 RBIs, and he's 13 stolen bases. So I think that's a good pickup for them to make this run that they're trying to make for the end of the regular season. And I just got an honorable mention. I like the pickup that the Giants made with Chris Bryant. I think that was a good addition to the team, and I like it because it puts a lot of pressure on M's Dodgers.
Malcolm?
I agree a little bit with the Mets was a good pickup, and no doubt the Giants made a great splash by picking up Chris Bryant. But the New York Yankees, man, I'm sorry. I mean, first I was a little okay with Gallo, when they got Joey Gallo, because they needed a left-hand bat bad. But no, the key is Rizzo. One, he's a Gold Glove first baseman, and when you got a shortstop that almost throws it in the stand every chance to keep aiming it over there, you just, like you said, when you got somebody like Rizzo telling you, don't aim the ball, just throw it. He's a great defensive first baseman, and the man's a power lefty, and he's a contact hitter. He strikes out less than anybody on that team. So, I mean, he's a great surprise, a huge pickup. It killed Boston because Boston should have got him. He was perfect for Boston. But I'm glad he came to the Yankees, and I got a feeling the Yankees will extend his contract too. Not only that, the Yankees start their whole payroll over because they stayed under the luxury cap. You know why the Yankees did the best also? Because guess what? The other teams are paying the salary. The Yankees ain't paying none of that. They pay none of that. The other teams are paying the salary, so the Yankees are staying underneath the luxury cap. So they get to start their whole thing over again next year. So it is what it is. Great job by the Yankees. Pick up who you got to pick up. I mean, like I said, those were two needed bats, hands down.
A little bit of fire there.
He's passionate about his Yankees.
Yes.
Brian.
I'm gonna flip, and I'm going to. I thought Atlanta Braves did the best. Picked up some much needed outfielders. Had a couple of players they lost, Nunez and Acuna. So they picked up relief pitcher Rodriguez. A couple of outfielders, Soler, Ball, Dario. I think they're gonna pay dividends for the team. I already thought I predict them last episode to sneak up on Mets and take first place on that. So see how that all transpire. So I'm gonna give them a grade like a B for what they did. Grade.
Emerson.
Brian, I must agree with you. I like what Atlanta did. They made some nice moves there at the trade deadline. Also, what Terry said with the Mets, they made some good moves there. Also, Terry signing Rich Hill too. Up that bullpen. Good move for the Mets. I gotta agree with Malcolm about his Yankees. Oh my goodness, Anthony Rizzo, what a power hitter. Joey Gallo, another power hitter. And then they added some pitching too with Joey Rodriguez, lefty that can give some bullpen help. Also, Clayton Holmes, another right-hander that can help. I am not a Yankee fan, but I got to give credit where credit is due. But my Dodgers made a great move. They picked up a Cy Young Award winner. Come on now. Say so. All right, let's talk about that. Max Scherzer goes to the Dodgers. That was a big move with Clayton Kershaw out on the DL right now. We don't know what's going to happen with Trevor Bauer, but picking up Max Scherzer, listen, that was a great move for the LA Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. We're going to win that National League West, and we're going to make it to the World Series. That's what we do. Dodgers. Listen, don't forget about that Trey Turner pickup. Right? That was big. Yeah. Watch out. Yeah. Here comes LA. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
For me, quick is Tampa Bay Devil Rays picking up Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah.
He's a mentor.
What is he? 50 years old now?
Still hitting the ball.
Oh, I wasn't
And
sure.
he's a leader in the locker room. At Minnesota, the teammates were sad to see him go, and the team that he's with now, the Rays, are embracing him.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a good bat in that lineup. Like we said before, the stats last week, Tampa Bay is one of the biggest teams that strike out. However, Tampa Bay's got some of the best pitching in baseball.
Yes,
they have one of the best farm systems of bringing up good power arms. So I think Nelson Cruz is going to help them. Will he be able to get them over the stretch? Only time will tell.
Want to
Guys,
to Chicago?
Oh no, listen. As far as the Rays, Glass now just got to get Tommy John surgery. Their best pitcher.
Wow, that
hurt.
Awful.
That hurts big.
That
Guys,
hurts.
what NBA team do you like for for the trades that they've did for 2022 season? Let's get him out of the way. Emerson.
Please.
This is an ESPN special. How about them Lakers? Rob Pelinka is the GM of the year. Listen, we made the Russ Westbrook trade, big splash, and I got text messages from everybody. Well, who's going to shoot the ball? Nobody can shoot. You don't have a shooter. Well, guess what? How about this guy named Carmelo Anthony? Huh? You ever heard of him? Oh, yeah. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the game, shot about 40% from three last year. How about, oh, my goodness, did you hear about that Malik Monk pickup? Oh, a young, budding, up-and-coming role player that's going to play. Oh, my goodness. Did you hear about this other guy, Trevor Ariza? He's going to play on the wing, do all kind of things for us out there on the wing, play all those big threes that we need to play over when we play the Clippers and when we play Golden State. Yes. Oh, we brought back our boy, Dwight Howard. We need some rim protection. Come on, Dwight. Do what you do, bro. Do what you do. And then Kendrick Nunn. Oh, my goodness. That was the steal. Oh, you let the Lakers get Kendrick Nunn on a minimum bet deal? Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Heck him, them Lakers. Kent Bazemore. Listen, Wayne Ellington. All these brothers can shoot. Watch out. You're going to have LeBron and Russ going crazy. They can do interchangeable things now. Russ can be on the floor. LeBron can get some rest. And let's not forget, listen, Lakers went out in the first round. So LeBron and AD had a chance to get their bodies right, which what needed all along. All right? Listen, they're already working out together. Watch what happens this year. Purple and gold. I know they said we're old, but listen, watch out. Here they come. We just got the youth movement that's going to push us over the edge. And they brought back my boy, THT, Taylor Horton Tucker. You better watch out for him.
Folks, he's real. This is no sketch or anything. He is real. Malcolm.
Thank you for putting me on next right after him. Thank you. Listen, I hate to throw a little shade on the Over the Hill gang over there, in L.A. Don't give Rob Pelinka no credit. It ain't like he did a great job. Everybody wants to play with LeBron, so it is what it is. LeBron sold it more than Rob Pelinka. So don't act like Rob Pelinka's executive of the year. You want me to see Rob Pelinka do it? Tell him to build a nobody team without a superstar and let them go to the playoffs, at least to the finals. Then you can say it, okay? Other than that, he ain't no GM of the year or GM or whatever. It's basically LeBron. LeBron was the salt that helped him. LeBron said, yo, come play with us, him and Rich Paul. Yeah, they play for that league minimum. They're idiots. I'm telling you right now. They giving money away, and everybody want to play for the league minimum. Go get your money. Trevor Ariza, all you is another body that they're going to use a trade later. I'll tell you right now. That's all they're going to do. They'll use it right later. My point is, they got a bunch of role players, which is okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Like you said, it ain't no barn burners. It ain't like no Clay Thompson on that team. It ain't like they Steph Curry. They went and got a Steph Curry playing for the minimum. But they got some ballers. I'll say that right now. Some ballers who are complimentary player. Let's say that right. Complimentary player. Nah, the team that did good. My Knicks. I'm telling you right now. My New York Knicks. What? We got Kemba. Please. We needed a point guard forever. Forever. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I ain't saying this is just a building team. And I know we're a young team. Like I said, you got to crawl before you can walk. Right now, my thing is, at least we make it past the first round and get to at least the second round or possibly Eastern Conference Finals. I can ask for that because they're better teams than us in the East right now. Let's be real with it. Miami got better, way better. Chicago Bulls got deep. I'm telling you right now, they went for it. They overpaid for players because they gave DeRozan a 3-year, $85 million. That's highway robbery. And then you think DeRozan's getting 3-year, $85 million. Lonzo Ball's getting $84 million for 4 years, and you going to take the league minimum for the Lakers? Man, I would fire my agent. I ain't got to play with LeBron. I'm going to play with my money. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Like I said, I love what the Knicks did. Like I said, they got younger. They got draft picks. With these kids, I'm telling you right now, we know Thibodeau doesn't like to play young rookie players and all that, but he may give one or two a little shot there. I love the fact we still got Quigley and D Rose coming off the bench. D Rose is a nice role player. He knows his role. That's what I'm saying. He knows. Oh no, Frank's gone. Frank's gone. Don't say that. We released Frank gone. Don't even try it. Frank's gone.
He's all over.
We ain't got no room for Frank. Frank can't even get on our bench right now. Like I said, we got a young bench. Like I said, D Rose, and we got, like I said, Kemba taking over the point. With Randall there, he can set some people up. We know if Kemba's healthy, the key is again healthy. The best ability is what we always said, week in and week out, availability. So that's what we're gonna need from these boys. You know, stay healthy. I know people get hurt during the year. It is what it is. But I'm very excited for my Knicks. Let me say this right now. I'm a big Kemba fan because you know I go with UConn anyway. I go back with UConn, so it don't matter. And New York and Madison Square Garden was when he broke homeboy down from Pittsburgh anyway. He's still on the floor somewhere. Matter of fact, he might be walking out the exit. But let me say this. That was a great job by the Knicks as far as putting together a stability team that could possibly win and definitely make the playoff. I ain't saying 1 or 2 seed, maybe a 3 or 4 seed this year, maybe a 5 seed, because Atlanta's still good and Atlanta got better. My thing is, we got to do work. Like I said, it's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Sure.
Terry.
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to one of our viewers in the chat right now, Daryl Green. Daryl Green's in the chat right now.
Yo, what up,
Hey, thanks for watching, Dale. Thanks for watching, Green.
Yo,
Brother
what
Green.
up, man?
Yes, sir.
Salute.
And just to let you know, he said the Lakers gonna need a lot of icy hot.
Yes.
next season, so.
Good job. Yes.
Got all that.
Yep.
Got Ben Gay and everything.
But yep, I gotta agree with Malcolm. I like what the Knicks did. There were some people or fans that, you know, were expecting them to make a big splash, and I didn't want that. I wanted them to kind of just build within. I talked with Brian about that earlier in the week. Let's work with the talent that we have and just build within. I like the move with Kemba. He's got to stay healthy though. That's the key. I think Randall is going to build off of last year. He's going to come back hungry. And this is the one thing that I like. Another thing is Lonzo Ball to the Bulls. And I say that because Zion doesn't have help, and he might not be happy right now. And we're waiting for you to come to that garden. Come to the Mecca, Zion. Come to the Mecca.
Uh-oh.
That's years away. That's years away.
That's okay.
Ryan.
That's
Next
okay.
year.
No, that's years away.
First, I agree with both of them, but the draft was so deep. There was so many good players in this draft.
Oh my God, yes.
I can't even account for who I expect to make an impact. I do like what Charlotte did. I do like them getting James Bouknight and Kai Jones. I think they're going to be off and running. Lonzo Ball at the steering wheel. So I definitely like the moves that they made with those 2 picks. I did like Warriors picking up Moses Moody. I think he's going to fit right in. He can shoot. You already know you got shooters. He's going to fit right in. And also, I do like Mike Nix. I like the players that they brought in. My fear is with Tibbs that he doesn't overshine and play the older guys and don't play the younger players and stunt their growth. Because I definitely like. I'm gonna put this right now, and we can write it down and see how it plays out later. Quentin Grimes, I think, is gonna be close to a Devin Booker.
Let's do this.
You can put that on the floor. And in the summer, not in the summer league, that was the scrimmage games that they played, the workout scrimmage. He was running the club. He was dishing too. I definitely think he's gonna be somebody to watch for the Knicks. Hopefully, like I said, Tibbs, just don't forget the younger players and just play all his older players and shrink the bench.
For me, I like the old man re-signing with the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul. Watching that NBA championship game between Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee, the coach Monty said something to me that made me really scratch my head. He said, I'm still learning, and it's good to have Chris Paul. And I'm saying, I would have never said that unless I got that championship. And I would have said, I was learning a lot from Chris Paul to win this championship. Not winning the championship and saying that about the player, I was like, ooh, that's not a good thing to say. But I think having Chris Paul as a coach, as a mentor, is what Phoenix need. As Chris Paul's body begins to deteriorate, he can come off the bench. He's not going to have to play that many minutes. And hopefully by next year, those guys will be mature enough and ready to take the lead from Chris Paul and run the team. So I like what Phoenix did, re-signing Chris Paul, ripping up $44 million, but still walking away with $120 million. I think he did pretty good.
Not bad.
Also,
kudos.
Patty Mills going to Brooklyn. That was huge.
That was a good pickup for them.
Good pickup.
Yeah. Hey,
that was a really
who's
good
this?
pickup. And I'm still wondering what's going to happen with Ben Simmons there in Philadelphia. What's going to happen with Bradley Beal? He put out something on Twitter, basically what's going on here. He was really trying to say to his organization, who are you going to get to help me? So I look for Bradley Beal to be moved soon. I see that happening sometime this year.
Bro, they just picked up players. They got Denwilder.
Oh,
but I didn't understand why the Lakers didn't get Buddy Hield.
Well,
that would have been a good move.
Yeah.
The Buddy Hield trade was already set, but then they said, hold up, we can get Russell Westbrook, a triple-double machine.
And that will...
can
you put that graphic back up?
Look at the picture.
What does it say in the back of that? Oh, come play me.
But listen, wait.
Am I open? Can I shoot it?
That's why I bring in Wayne Ellington. That's why I go get Carmelo Anthony. That's why I get a person like Trevor Ariza. That's why Malik Monk is there. That's why Kendrick Nunn is there with the Lakers. Come on, all them dudes are shooting like 40% from free. I'm telling y'all, watch out.
And
you
that's
got two
why
star players who's shooting 65%
Yes.
from the
All
free
right.
throw line.
When you
And
see them
that's-
double doubles that night, it's called spacing the floor with those other guys on the floor, and watch Russ and
Yeah.
Bron and AD do their thing.
And that's why I have to say, guys, good show.
Hey,
Great show. Great
I'm
show.
not ready to leave. We won't leave. I'm not ready to go yet. Let's
You don't
keep
have-
going. I don't want to stop. Let's
Well,
keep going.
You keep going.
Yeah, you can keep going.
You keep
Yeah,
going.
you can stay in that picture right here.
Terry, to the fans.
I'd like to thank everyone that tuned in and everyone that listened to us tonight. Once again, we're open to any type of feedback, suggestions. We always take criticism and look to improve the show. But once again, thank you for tuning in, and God bless.
God bless. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Definitely.
fans.
Thank you, everyone.
XO
you.
Sports Talk.
XO
Tell somebody
Sports.
about it.
Please do.